Now then YouTube, I am the Tough Man and welcome back to a complete guide to Thaumcraft 4. We are now in Minecraft 1.7.2 and some things have changed within Thaumcraft that you guys will already know about if you've watched my couple of previous videos. If you haven't watched them, I suggest you go ahead and watch them, guys. There'll be a link to them in the description below. Basically, all the last episode was about was the node system that has changed quite dramatically in this particular iteration of Thaumcraft. But today, I'm going to be going through some more of this stuff. I did alchemical duplication already. I'm going to do alchemical manufacture and entropic processing and see what else we can get done in this episode today. Alchemical manufacture then. You have mastered the basics of alchemy and alchemical duplication, and you are now ready to try creating more complex substances from scratch. You have formulated several recipes that create normally hard to get substances and items via alchemy. Put a piece of string in with panis and vinculum and you will get a cobweb, which of course you can't really get, or you can't get at all unless you've got another mod in that will allow you to make cobwebs or something like that. But now you can put string in with these two particular aspects and you will get a piece of cobweb. You can also get mossy cobble by putting a cobblestone in with herba and precantatio. You can get ice with gellum or gellum or whatever you call it in ordo, if you chuck snow in there as well. Now again, like I said in the last episode, if I was Azanor, I'd keep a couple in there that are hidden so that people didn't know about them. But again, these are very, very specific items, so I highly doubt that that is the case. But you never know with Azanor, just putting it out there, guys. The next thing on the list, guys, is in the alchemy slot once again, and of course, entropic processing. Making things worse, that is a thing, guys. While creating magical and mundane substances is quite satisfying, sometimes you just want to break things down into their component parts. What is simpler than adding entropic energy to things? Actually, there are several reasons why this is a bad idea, but what is progress without some risk? Exactly. Stone bricks in with a couple of Peditio will get you cracked stone bricks, which is good because you can't really craft that, I don't think. Can you actually craft cracked stone brick? I'm not quite sure. I don't think so. But you chuck that in there with some Peditio and you'll get that. Cobblestone and you will get gravel, and you will get sand, and then of course bones, and you will get 4 bone meal, which is a bit better than of course just chucking a bone in a crafting table. Again, there might be a couple of other things that you can do with entropic processing, but I'm not entirely sure. If I was Azanor, I would put something in there just to keep people on their toes. We'll get to that little guy very, very soon. The next thing that I'm going to get to in this episode, guys, is Primal Arrows. It's under the Artifice tab, and right, you've got to have Bone Bow first to be able to unlock Primal Arrows. Basically, these things will allow you to do a myriad of different things, depending on what you put in the middle there as the shard. These arrows are each infused with a specific type of primal energy which gives them interesting and destructive properties. The air arrow, for example, these arrows crackle with energy. They inflict similar damage to normal arrows, but the magical energy bypasses any kind of armor protection. Basically meaning it will go through any armor that the enemy, person, whatever it is, has on, which is pretty decent. The fire arrow. These arrows inflict pure fire damage and set their targets alight. Would you believe it? Now, these things are all crafted with 8 arrows around a particular shard of whatever it is. And of course, whatever shard you put in there, you will need to put that matching aspect in there as well. And that will get you 8 arrows of the particular shard aspect thing that you've put in. The water arrow. These arrows inflict normal damage, but chills your target to the bone, reducing their movement speed. Pretty self-explanatory there, guys. The earth arrow. These arrows have no special property beyond packing a lot more punch than normal arrows. The earth arrow, I believe it's like knockback. If you hit them, they will get knocked back quite, further than what they would usually. The order arrow. This arrow does a little less damage than normal, but it bypasses armor and leaves your enemy weakened, which is pretty good. If you use that arrow first and then go in for the kill with a sword or something like that, that's pretty decent. Entropy arrow. This arrow does slightly less damage than normal, but inflicts a withering effect on whatever it hits. be careful, you could probably get yourself with that. Primal Arrows cannot be picked up from the ground, and the Infinity enchantment only has a 1 in 3 chance of preventing a Primal Arrow from being consumed. So they are Primal Arrows, guys. A nice new added string to your bow when it comes to using arrows. Did you get what I just did there, guys? That was great. The next thing, and possibly last thing in this particular episode, because the title's going to get massively long, is crafting Scepters. Now, these are under Thaumaturgy, and as long as you've unlocked Basic Wandcraft, Greatwood Wandcore, Silverwood Wandcore, you will be able to get crafting Scepters. Now, these are pretty good. Crafting Scepters are specialised wands made to be used to craft mystical objects and nothing else. Foci cannot be attached to them, but they have several features that still make them worthwhile using. Firstly, they have an additional 5% Vist discount above and beyond what their caps would normally grant. Secondly, they're able to hold 50% more Vist than their cores would normally allow. Like other ones, they can be crafted using most combinations of rods and caps, just a few examples I've given on the next page. So, these crafting Scepters, as you can see, can be crafted many different ways, with caps, particular cores of whatever you're going to use, and a primal charm. That's the only thing that doesn't change. Whatever thing that you use, and whatever kind of the crafting scepter that you're after changes the amount of aspects that will be needed to create the certain thing that you're wanting to create. I know that makes it sound really complicated, but it's really not. Basically what this does, guys, it doesn't put, you can't use foci on it. So what it will allow you to do is store more Vist. So where is the crafting? Where is the scepter? That's just a normal scepter. I want a crafting scepter. Do I really have to create one? How dare you? Okay, let's get an arcane workbench. Let's whip one of them out. With... Oops. We'll just do a normal one. With a stick. A primal charm. And 3 iron caps. We'll see exactly what this needs in 1 second. There we go, it needs 1 of each, which I just so happen to have right here. So as you can see, the capacity is 37. It's a lot better than a normal wand, but you can't use foci on it. It simply is something that you can use for crafting. Oh, it wouldn't go in there for a second then, I wondered what happened. It is only used for crafting. So, it's a lot better. It is a lot better, like I said, for the use of crafting, because you can store more Vist in there and just keep it in there, because you can't use it for anything else. You might as well just craft something, stick it in there, and just use it for the crafting, because it can store more Vist inside there. So basically, that's basically going to be it for this episode, guys. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please do leave a like, guys, because it really does help the series. And of course, guys, if you haven't seen my previous episodes, the first episode goes into detail on some world generation changes and the changes to what happens with nodes. If you don't know about that, guys, go ahead, go back and watch that. And the second episode basically is about node management, you can call it, with these little node preservers down the bottom here. It will stop it from stop the changes that happened in that particular update from happening. And, of course, some other bits and bobs going on about there as well, guys. So, until next time, I've been the Toffman. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay safe.